What if I tell you that the new pandemic nowadays is people researching dating after 45? I went Google searching because all these women are talking, oh my God, I can't find a man. I decided to Google. And Google say, yes, the most researched phrases are women after 40. So I said to myself, Donna, no man, this is a pandemic. Let me go do some research. And I reach out to dating and relationship expert Joan. Joan, welcome to Central Rebirth. What's going on, beautiful?
Hey, Donna. So excited to be here. And honestly, you are right. So I haven't Googled that, but I can tell you for free. I wouldn't say everyone, but most people over 40, it's their biggest crisis. Why can't I find a man? Where are the men? There are no men. But the trick is the men are saying exactly the same thing.
Absolutely. But before we get all your beautiful expertise, I want to know a little bit about you. A
Sure.
little bit. So I'm going to be going into your business a little bit. So let's create some labrish.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so Joan, I know maybe it's just yesterday, but I know you're going to remember. Who was your biggest crush in high school? I hope he's listening.
No, I hope he's not. So I think I'm one of those kids because my first crush was actually when I was 6 years old. And I'm sure most people at 6 don't even know what a crush is, but I do because I got into trouble because I was stalking this dude.
Oh no, at 6 years
Yeah,
old.
I know, right? Yeah, I know, I know. I blame my mother. But there was just something about this guy. He was quiet, but he was very confident. He just had
Mm.
this way about him where he was so sure of himself. He just carried himself in a certain way. Did I mention he was tall, dark, and handsome? Okay, yeah.
Oh,
But that
hold on.
aside,
But hold on. How old was he?
he was 9, so he was 3 years
Oh,
older
so
than me.
baby.
Oh my God, like I would just stare at him and be like, and I'll go watch him play all his games. And if he ever looked at me, I'll be like, yeah, he did not pay me any mind.
Oh my God. He was too confident. I'm sure all the girls are crushing on this poor 9 year
All the
old.
girls were crushing on him. But
Oh my
the
gosh.
funny thing is, this is many, many decades ago, but even when I look at my life today, it's still the same things that I like in men. It's still the same things that I find really attractive. So men who are confident, really self-assured, and really carry themselves in a way that I know I got my stuff together. So even
So,
when I was 6, I knew.
look at you. At 6 o'clock, I was run 6 years. I was running from men. Ah, another quick question is what was the craziest thing you ever did for love?
So I used to live in the city. And then when I got married, I moved to a village. Well, let's just call it an undeveloped town. And all my friends thought I was crazy. Why would you want to live your set career, your environment, what you're used to? You're a city girl, you like the fast life, and move to this place. But I was like, oh, come on. That's what you do when you're in love. Yeah, let's just say I was sick every single day.
Hmm.
While I was there, I was depressed, I was miserable.
Hmm.
So I would not recommend it. But I say that, but I know I'll still do it again.
Listen, the things that we would do for love sometime or
I know.
crush.
I know, I know. Don't do it for a crush.
Yeah, we'll do it
He
for
has to
crush.
love you first.
Okay, you know what, Jones? What got you at this pivotal moment right now to be a dating coach, though? What's your story?
Whew. So I started dating when I was 12. And again, imagine I started crushing on boys when I was 6, and I officially started dating when I was 12. And it took me a very long time to realize that. I started dating so early because my parents had gone through a divorce when I was 8. And
Mm.
so there was this void inside of me where I was searching for someone to love me, so for someone to make me feel like I was worthy of love. Because when you were a kid and your parents split up, you think you had something to do with it, but it had nothing to do with you. But I carried these wounds. I carried my mother wounds, I carried my father wounds, and I just kept looking for something to fill it. And for me, that was relationships. So fast forward to today, or to the last couple of years, tons of relationships, engaged 8 times to 8 different men, married ones, One divorce over later, and I just knew that, okay, Joan, it's either you're crazy or this is your calling. Because with every relationship, I was learning something new. I was watching, I was like, okay, what is it me? Is it them? And one thing that was really, really constant was I was constantly shape-shifting and changing to be a different version of myself, depending on who I was with. And even though with every single relationship I picked better, there were still so many things I hadn't fixed in my life. There's still so many wounds that I was still carrying, and I was still dating these people, hoping that they would choose me, they will love me, they will give me the things that maybe my parents couldn't give me because they went through their own messy divorce and all. And so this whole messiness, and when I started figuring it out, and I started dating better, and I kept digging better, and I was dating better, and I was digging more and learning more, I just knew that. Can you imagine what I've had to go through to get to where I am? And women who maybe have only had one or two relationships, or they're like, people who got married at age 21 and married for 25 years. And now they're like, okay, now what? What's going on in the world? So for me, my journey is the reason I got into this. I just knew that, geez, if I had to go through all of this and learn the hard way, I might say, then I just want to save some people that heartache and pain. And I also don't want people to give up, because I see a lot of women who've just given up, right? It might look like there's nothing left for you. There's no one out there. You can't find what it is that you're looking for. I don't want people to give up, because I do believe that love is the biggest and the best gift ever. Like, it can change your life in so many ways. It can change your health, change your money, change everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want everybody to know that they're worthy of that gift. And I want to help them be able to find it their own way, not some cookie cutter way where someone says, do this, be like this, dress this way, whatever, send this text. I want you to do it from your own through true authenticity, because that's the only way that really, really works.
You know what? I'm gonna backpedal a little bit because there's a couple things that I really loved what you said about your parents' blueprint and also you shifting to conform to the person that you're dating. So until those points, you don't even know where you are because you're wearing everybody else's badges, right? So my question for you is the day that you recognize that, you know what, you're conforming to everybody, when does Joan show up for herself? How did that happen?
Well, I think I started to get an inkling, but then it really hit me when I found human design. And the moment I found human design, and we can talk about human design in a second, but for me, it just told me the whole story. It just made me understand, oh, so this is what you've been doing, because it's in my design, right? So I have an open center that just latches onto anybody. And then I'm trying to find myself, which is why I'm attracted to people who have that fixed identity, because I don't. And so I'm like, okay, what does he need me to be? Okay, I need to be little Miss Cinderella. I need to be a princess. I need to be a queen. I need to be a boss lady. Like, I'm just different versions depending on who I'm with. So human design for me was really that liberation, that this is how you're designed and this is how you need to manage it so that it doesn't suck you in. And now you have that complete loss of who am I? Right? What version of me is showing up now? You go back to knowing this is my true identity, this is my authenticity, and I'm going to date only aligned people to me, not just what the world has put out there. So, yeah, it was a big, big aha moment for me, human design.
So before you discover human design, what I'm hearing is that you dated with whole wounds, correct?
Lots of ones, no hope,
Whole heap of wounds.
a whole heap of ones.
Wow. You know what? So who introduced you? Before I said who introduced you to your dating, what was it called? Discover your unique love after 40. I know that's your
Yeah,
product, right?
yeah.
But before you discovered that there was work needed to be done on the way you date and the way you show up and the way you love yourself, did you do coaching or did somebody talk
Oh,
to,
yeah.
yeah, kind of
Oh,
walk me through that little journey
yes.
before you
So,
discovered, yeah.
yeah. So when people usually get out of a long-term relationship or a divorce, the first thing they want to do is prove that they were not the problem.
Okay, before stick a pin for 1 second, how long were you married?
I was married for 2 years. We were together for 2 years, married for 2 years, so that's 4 years
Okay,
in
okay,
total.
sorry, go ahead.
Um, and right after the marriage ended, like I was like, okay, well now I need to get somebody hot and new and better and just prove to the world that I wasn't the problem. It's his loss, not me. You're
Yep, I know that
posting,
mindset. I
you're
know
trying
that.
to show that, life is fabulous, life is great. And I did that. And I did get into another interesting relationship right after that. And I was like, okay, this is not for me. So you go away. And then I said, okay, you know what? Let me go get some help. Let me get some professional help because I know I'm not the problem. So I'm going to hire somebody who's going to tell me how to get the right man. And so I had my very first dating coach, and she was great. She had some good tips and ideas, and that helped me get a better quality men. But at the end of the day, I was still conforming to what she was teaching, right? So she wasn't really dealing with, what are the wounds? How are you uniquely designed? How are you different? It's just if you show up this way and you behave this way and you said these things and you held back and you made yourself, you played small and you didn't try to intimidate him and you didn't speak when like all of these rules. I was just like, okay, so yeah, maybe I did
Mm,
get some pointers from that for sure. But again, it still didn't feel like I was being my true self. It still felt like I was
mm,
performing. So I
mm-hmm,
thanked her for it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go another path. Because now I was on this spiritual journey. Because like, okay, let me go see whether there's
mm,
something spiritual wrong with me. Because obviously there's something off right here. So I went on a spiritual path, and that was kind of how I got into this whole personal development. And I really started really digging deep. And then later on, I found human design. And I said, there you go, that's it. The problem is not the dating advice that coaches or relationship experts are giving. The problem is that not every single piece of advice applies to you. Not
mm-hmm,
every piece of advice applies to me. So, how do you
mm-hmm,
pick and choose? How do you know which one is really in resonance with who you are? Right. And I'll give you a very good example. So,
mm-hmm,
in the human design system, there's something called the love gates. So think of your love gates like your love languages, right?
mm-hmm,
So there's 10 of them. And this is just how you give and receive love. And for me, I have two of the boss lady type of gates. And one is about love of talent. So that means I always see potential in people.
mm-hmm.
And so I see your best potential, even if you don't see it. And then I think it's my job to
To
help you
fix
get
it.
there.
Yep. Oh
I see
gosh,
it
yeah.
because I see
Lots of
it.
women. Yes.
I see it. So, but that's my natural state. I have that gate. It's defined in me.
Mm-hmm,
But then when you go to a lot of coaches, they're like, oh, don't change your man. Don't just accept the person as they are. So again, you're going against your natural way of being. The
mm-hmm,
second gate I have is the love work for love. And it just means that when you love somebody, you're a provider. You just provide. Now we grow up in the world that says, oh, the man has to be the provider. The man is the person who pays. The man has to do this. The man has to do that. But it's in my design to provide. Where it goes wrong is now when I'm like, oh, you're not going to get my money. That's when you keep attracting people who are just going to come for your money, right? You just keep attracting the users, the ones who want to take advantage. The gift of that gate, for instance, is when you find somebody who is also a giver, who really appreciates you and sees that gift in you. Oh my God, the more they recognize, the more they're appreciative, the more you give. And now you're not giving from this, I'm holding back or why do I have to? You're giving from overflow. And you're not
mm-hmm,
giving because if I give you, then you have to love me. No, I'm giving you because I love you.
mm-hmm. You know what? I really love what you said and your concept in uniquely design because you recognize that again, you're going against the grain and you're not flowing the way you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So you're going to continue showing up the way you were showing up in the past. So you
Mhm.
had to dig deep, essentially, to say, listen, let's get rid of these stuff because you know what? I'm now recognizing how I date and it's coming from
Yeah.
old wounds. And
Wounds.
I like I'm so in love with everything that you're saying. And for those, I want people to hear this
Mhm.
because it's so true in every form and every essence.
Mhm.
We can't continue loving or showing up the way we are because we're packing on top of unpacking on top of unpacking, rather cleaning up, cleaning up, cleaning up, and
Yeah.
start fresh again.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love your design already. I did it. I'm not sure if it
Oh,
came to you. I actually did it. And I know it wanted a birthday. And in my mind's eye, like deep down, I know I was born in the afternoon sometime. And I
okay.
don't know why my body's saying 3 o'clock. So I remember before my
Okay.
dad died, I said to him, Daddy, when do you remember when I was born? And the man said, an idea sometimes. So I said, what does Oh, so what does that mean? Like
I
one?
love that idea.
I said, no, I'm not thinking one or two, maybe three, four. Someone said, you know what? I'm grabbing onto that 3 o'clock because in my mind's eye, when
Yeah.
I go down deep, I feel like it's at 3 o'clock. And I'm like, I said, when minute bound? What's the time? Anyways, I did it and I did it for three. So you and I will discuss. I'm not sure if you got the result, but you and I will
Mhm.
discuss it either here or
You can
offline.
do it offline.
Yes. But so talk to me about uniquely designed, because you said when you did it, it showed as that you're a boss lady and that you're a provider.
Yes.
What does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
talk to me. Like,
Yeah. So human design is your energetic blueprint. I'm applying it to relationships because I love relationships and I think that is so important in our lives. But human design covers every area of your life. So it's your energetic blueprint. It's the same from the day you were born till the day you exit. And
mm,
it's your map, it's your GPS on how you're supposed to navigate this world, who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to make decisions, everything, even how you're supposed to eat. It tells you as well. And so for me, this is the missing piece. This is what people have been struggling to find. Who am I? Who this
yes,
person said, my parents said. Parents want to raise their children to just be a same version of them. Everybody is so unique. No human design reports are the same. Everyone's is different. We have so many parts of our design that determines this complex being that we are. And so the point is, when you understand your design, again, when you read it, it's a recognition. You're like, yep, that is me. Yep, yep, yep. So now you've seen it, but like we've been mentioning, you have a lot of wounds, you have a lot of conditioning, a lot of narratives. What will people say? But they said, but this person said, I read in a book, I listened to this podcast. You have to get rid of all that baggage and really come back home to the truth
exactly.
of who you really are.
Yes.
And the moment you start to live in your true design and say, nope, this is how I am, this is how my energy flows, these are the kind of people that I can allow in my space, this is how I make my decisions, life just becomes easier because now you're only attracting the things that are aligned to who you really are. Imagine all of us now, we all have this mask. So, like with me, with all my relationships, like a mask, because I've had, look, mask, lots of layers of masks. So, human design is how you start to take off those masks because the real you has always been inside. It's just that we've put all of these layers, all of this conditioning, what social media said. Oh, I saw this person think, oh, they did that. All these stories that we've told ourselves over the years and the experiences, we've carried them, right? So we now need to take them up and release all of that stuff, all the experiences, all the people that we thought hurt us. Yes, maybe they did hurt you, but again, that is your soul showing you who you're not, showing you that you're out of alignment. So rather than coming to do the whole victim blame game, it's like, okay, what did that past relationship teach me? Either about who I am, what I want, what I don't want, right? Or how I should make decisions because most times we know, we all have ways to know decisions, right? Some people are sacral, so they feel it in their guts right away that is yes or no, and then we ignore it. Or you go talk to a friend, or you go talk to your mother who's like, oh man, oh crap. Okay, and then you say that, right? And so once you understand how your design operates, how your body operates, you can now lean on your own inner authority because you know yourself.
Mhm.
You're the only person that knows you, right? And this is now the blueprint for you to really understand yourself, how you were designed, and show up as that authentic version of you. And you will see that all things will fall away. The real you will emerge, and you will start to attract the right people for you.
Everything that you say is so beautiful. And the reason why it sounds so beautiful and easy for me, because think of me as the person who has recognized that I have everybody's blueprint that was attached to me for years, and I have done the work. The mother blueprint, your father blueprint, your children, your grandmother, your friends,
Mm,
because we become yes persons, right?
yes.
So I have done the work. Let's
Mm,
say somebody's watching this podcast now
mm,
and is in this fear of like, what is she saying that's not making any sense? Like she's just flapping her mouth, but yeah, yeah, it makes it sound easy, but it's not because you're still living in that fear base. Have a conversation with that person who you think is who I know would be watching the podcast and
yeah.
thinking they're talking bull crap because it's not that easy. We're not saying it is easy,
Mm.
We're not saying it is, but for somebody who's sitting in that fear, because people are just sitting and
Mm.
wallowing in their own pity and not forgiving and da 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 da. What
Mm.
would you say to somebody that is either newly divorced or still in a relationship they're not supposed to? What advice would you say, sister, girlfriend, or brother? Because men do go through crap too.
Oh,
What would you say to them and say, listen,
yeah.
I've been there, but just kind of walk them through to make them realize that, there is a light at the tunnel.
Yes. There is. Like, I'm sure we all grew up watching all the rom-com comedies about how life is supposed to be beautiful. You jet up into the sunset, and everything is just what they missed out is there are going to be some challenges along the way. And so every experience that you've gone through is you acquiring the wisdom and the knowledge that you need to have the beautiful life. We all have the capacity to have a wonderful, amazing, aligned life. We all have the capacity to wake up feeling light and fearless, not necessarily fearless, but fearless. Like you can face the world, you have that peace inside of you, you have joy, you have happiness inside of you. The only thing that's standing in our way is us, our fears, our conditioning, our who we're listening to, like all the stories that we tell ourselves, which are not true. Because whether we like it or not, we're constantly absorbing all this information from other people. But your body knows, right? So connect with your body and start to ask questions. Start to ask your soul, what do I really want? Am
Yes.
I just saying all of this stuff because it sounds good, because it feels like I'm conforming with the world? What do I truly want for me? What will make my life beautiful? And what do I need to change inside of me? Because it's inside of you. What do I need to change? What needs to shift for me to have that beautiful life? Because it is possible. Again, you said it's not easy. Yes, it's simple, but it's not easy, right? Know
Mhm.
yourself, get rid of everything that's not you, and it will happen. Sounds simple,
Mm.
but there's work to be done because we're not
Absolutely.
10, we're not 15, we're older. And so we have all the baggage, the grandparents, the parents, the
Yes.
siblings, the relationships, the jobs, the society. You have all of these layers of things that have piled on all of this junk on us, and we're carrying it and holding on to it so tightly. It's time to
Mm-hmm.
set down the load. It's time
Mm-hmm.
to say, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want something
done.
different.
I'm
You need
done.
to decide. You need to decide that you want a different life. Nothing is going to change. Or it doesn't matter what else I say. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
decide that I am worthy of a beautiful life with a beautiful relationship where I wake up feeling beautiful and rejuvenated and ready to take life full on, then nothing is going to shift. You need to make that decision for yourself, but knowing fully well that it is available. It is not set aside for a few people or 10%. No, every single human on this earth has the same capacity to have a wonderful life. And it starts with your decision. And once you've decided you want to go on this journey, then go know yourself. People say, oh, Joan, dating, dating, I just want to get on the apps. Leave the apps alone. Go know yourself, right? And that's where human design really helps you because it gives you in plain language. You've got in your report, it's in plain English. It tells
Mm-hmm.
you at the core, this is who you are. And you can see the shadow side, which is when you're not operating in your design, this is what you attract. So it will tell you all
Mm-hmm.
your past partners, like, look at them, this is what they were. But that's because you were not living in the gift, in the higher frequency of who you really are. So decide, go find out your design, and we'll share the link where you can get a free report. Go learn about your design, go learn about yourself, and start unlearning, start getting rid of some of those things that haven't served you, right? I'm not a fan of telling people to live relationships, but what human design can also help you, if you run your chart and you run your partner's chart, then you can see how they're naturally designed. So
Mm-hmm.
now you can have some empathy because like, okay, well, it's not his fault, it's just the way he's designed, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some things in some people's designs that are very, very difficult. And so you now need to make that decision. Is this something that I want to be with? Is this something I can live with? Is this something that when it shows up, I'm not going to go back to my usual ways? Like, here you go again. Last time you did this and this did this. You shouldn't be doing this. All of that. Right. So you start healing, you start unlearning, you start coming home to the truth of who you are.
Yeah.
Because that's what true love feels like. It feels like a coming home. It feels like, this person makes me want to be more of who I am, not I have to hide certain parts of me because if he sees that, he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna run for the
Girl.
hill. No, it has
Girl.
to be. when I'm around you, I feel energetic, I feel energized, like I feel so inspired. Not when I'm around you, I feel drained.
No.
And that was me in some relationships. Like,
Listen, you know what? We could sit and
you
talk.
hear the door opening, and you're like, why is he home?
Oh my God, girl. Ah, I remember those days. Back in the days when I was married, I was an accountant, right? My old days. And sometimes from one thing we would be done 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because numbers need to come in, right? And sometimes I would drive up in the driveway and I would be sitting in there for hours before going because I did not want to go in. Did not want to go in. It's crazy. But you said something about, you said to go know yourself. Remember, these women or men have been living in people's shadows for so long. How would you recommend that they go know themselves? Because at this point, they have no idea who they are because they've been playing shadows for so many years. How does somebody recognize their true authentic self and go know who they are?
Mhm. Human design has made it so easy. And honestly, for me, for many, many years, I was trying to find myself. And I was going
Hmm.
to everybody to tell me who I am. That's another mistake that people do.
Yes.
Running people are like, okay, who am I? Then they tell you who they think you should be. And then, oh, that could
Hmm.
work. And then you start shape shifting again. Human
Hmm.
design is really, because it's unique to you, it's about you. It's only you. It's not you and somebody else. It's not even you and your
Just
twin.
you. Hmm.
It's different for twins, right? So this is you. It tells you the kind of people that you need around you. It tells you how you need to show up. It tells you how you make decisions. It tells you the environments that light you up, right? It tells you everything you need to know about how you can attract the right person for you. Not the one that looks good on paper, because been there, done that too. Looks good on paper. There's so many people are like, oh, if I just had a rich man, and then they marry a rich man, and you're like, I want to shoot myself.
Yeah. You know what I like about your uniquely designed app is that it just asks you specific, like your name, where you were born, and your date of birth versus are you A, B, C, and D? And you're trying to figure out, am I A? But what if I'm a combination of all of these? You know what?
Yeah.
And then you're going to say, oh, you're this person, you're this person, you're this person, but it's not clear. Like you're still, because you don't really know who you are, but I feel like I'm like I'm this. But so I have to give you your flowers for this because when you did when you sent it to me in my mind's eye, that's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it's when I just put my date of birth, my date is like, that's
That's
it.
it.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because that's not
Yeah.
what I was expecting. I was expecting I'm going to be like on there for like an hour trying to figure it out if it's A, B, C, or D. Because at that point, I'm going to be honest, a lot of times when I do these A, B, C's, and D's, or if I'm this or in between this, it confuses me because none of these doesn't align with me, but I have to choose something because
Yeah.
those are the only options that I got.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have to give you that. I really like the way that you created that app, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
I did it yesterday, so I haven't really gone in and read much about me. So I can't even say, oh my God, this is all about me. But I am definitely going to spend some time after we're done with this because now you're making me excited to
Yeah.
go actually,
Yeah.
go look at it,
Yeah.
right? Because I remember my days was when people used to say, what is it that you love to do? And I would say, oh, I love to travel. But I love to travel because everybody else loves to travel. If you ask me today, right now, yes, I love to travel, but I love the beach. So take me
Mm-hmm.
anywhere that's hot on the beach, and
Mm-hmm.
I will lie there all day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go sightseeing. I don't have to do this. I just want to be right in front of the beach with
Yeah.
a book and my speaker listening. And that for me is heaven sent. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But people are going to look, oh, no, that's not what that's okay. Go do your thing. Last October, I was feeling a little bit drained. I said, you know what? I'm going to Jamaica.
Yeah.
4 days on the beach, Joan.
There you
That's
go.
all I did. 4 days on the beach. I eat, I sleep, I drink water and coconut water because I'm not a big drinker and swim. And that was it. And that was heaven sent for me. I know what I want. If you
Yeah.
ask somebody, if sometimes if you ask somebody that they're just piggybacking off of what everybody else is looking for, right? So I figure that this uniquely designed app that you've created is heaven sent.
Yeah.
So thank
It,
you for creating that for us.
it really does. And just to piggyback on what you're saying, like even for you, you struggle to identify who you really are. Now imagine all the people on the dating apps, right? So people are curating their dating profile based on what they think people want,
Want.
not who they
Exactly.
really are. We see it on all the dating reality TV shows. Like everybody in the pods are like, oh, I missed this, I missed this. And then later on, it's like, who the hell is this person? Like, what are all those things you said? Because
Yeah,
we keep having this idealistic versions of ourselves, this idea of what people want us to be, who they think we should
absolutely.
be. And then you show up as that, but it's not sustainable because after like 3 months, you're like, the real me's just got to show.
Yeah.
This is like, who the
Hey.
hell is this? Right?
Yeah.
So this, and that's the beauty of human design. It's bypassing all of those things, those mind things that you think you are, that you should be, or that the world has told you you should be. And it's just focusing on your energetic blueprint, the way you were designed from the day you were born.
Born.
This is how you were designed to be. And that's why it doesn't require all that information. It's just your city of birth, time of birth, date of birth. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
And you will get a full report of who you are, why you're here, how you make decisions so that life can be easy. And
Like I
that's
was
the goal,
saying.
for life to be easy.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So Joan,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here on Sensual Rebirth. And that's one of the reasons why I created Sensual Rebirth, because we're rebirthing, we're coming back to home. So thank you so much. Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, so I've created a 5-part miniseries. It's audio, so you can listen to it as you're cleaning or walking or traveling, whatever it is. It's just 5 short audio tapes that you can listen to that walks you through this whole human design process, why this is necessary more than ever, why
Mm,
this is necessary if you've been in a long-term relationship and you come out, why this is necessary if you've been on the dating apps and it's like situationship after situationship, you keep attracting exactly the same kind of people. You are not crazy. You're just not living in alignment. And this is your journey back home. This is your rebirth. This is why you deserve to know yourself so that you can attract the aligned partner. Because, like I said, love is the biggest gift for all of us. We can all have it, but we just need to unlearn some things, learn some things about ourselves, and just operate in the right way that we were designed. So, we'll share the link so you get access to the audios and then you get access to your free report as well, so that you can start to really dive in and know who you are and just be like, finally, yes, that's me. And just own it, right? Not caring what the world is going to, everybody's different. Like, you go do you. This is me, and I'm going to embrace it and just show up as my authentic self. And you will find that right away, the people you start attracted, it changes. Like, this game is not about, oh, I want to attract more people. No, that's so teenage years. It's not attracting more people, it's attracting the right aligned person.
yes. Yeah. You are absolutely right. It's attract to the persons and the people that you're aligned to. The old way don't work no more. Yeah, grandma, sorry, my grandma, but yeah, that don't work no more.
Done suffering.
I know. Thank you so much for coming on,
You're
Central.
welcome. It's such a
And I
pleasure.
appreciate and I really, really love this conversation. So, my name is Donna, and you will find this podcast on YouTube. And I will also put Joan's link on here so you can go listen to her 5-part series on uniquely design. Have an awesome, awesome day. Ciao.